Welcome to our presentation on insulin and glucagon, featuring clinical scenario-based multiple-choice questions with detailed answer explanations. We will cover all essential topics to enhance your understanding. A 10-year-old boy presents with polyuria, polydipsia, weight loss, and fatigue. His blood glucose is 350 mg per deciliter, and ketone bodies are present in his urine. Which metabolic state best explains his condition? The correct answer is increased gluconeogenesis and ketogenesis. This child shows classic signs of type 1 diabetes mellitus, where insulin deficiency leads to increased glucose production in the liver, unchecked lipolysis, and osmotic diuresis. A 55-year-old obese male with hypertension and a sedentary lifestyle has a fasting blood glucose of 180 mg per deciliter and an HbA1c of 8.2%. What is the primary defect in his condition? The primary defect is peripheral insulin resistance, characteristic of type 2 diabetes mellitus. This condition is associated with obesity and metabolic syndrome, requiring lifestyle changes and possibly medication. Which of the following metabolic effects of insulin prevents ketoacidosis? Insulin inhibits lipolysis, reducing fatty acid oxidation and preventing ketoacidosis. Uncontrolled diabetes leads to excessive lipolysis and diabetic ketoacidosis. A 45-year-old man with poorly controlled type 2 diabetes mellitus is given exogenous insulin therapy. His physician orders a C-peptide test. What is the rationale behind this test? The C-peptide test assesses endogenous insulin production. C-peptide is secreted in equimolar amounts with insulin but is absent in exogenous insulin preparations, helping determine beta cell function. A researcher isolates a peptide from pancreatic beta cells with a molecular weight of 9,000 daltons, consisting of 3 chains, A, B, and C. What is the most likely identity of this peptide? The peptide is proinsulin, which contains A, B, and C chains before being cleaved into mature insulin and C-peptide. Preproinsulin is the precursor, and mature insulin lacks the C chain. Which of the following best explains why insulin has a short duration of action in the bloodstream? Insulin is rapidly degraded by insulinase in the liver, ensuring tight regulation of blood glucose levels. This rapid clearance allows for a half-life of about 6 minutes. Which of the following is the primary mechanism by which insulin increases glucose uptake in muscle and adipose tissue? Insulin stimulates the translocation of blood-4 transporters to the cell membrane, allowing glucose to enter muscle and adipose cells. When insulin levels drop, blood-4 is internalized within minutes. A type 1 diabetic patient accidentally injects excessive insulin. Which of the following acute metabolic effects is most likely to occur? Excess insulin leads to hyperkalemia by increasing potassium uptake into cells. This can cause symptoms like muscle weakness and cardiac arrhythmias due to intracellular potassium shifts. What is the primary long-term effect of insulin on metabolism? Insulin enhances gene transcription in the nucleus, leading to increased protein synthesis and remodeling of metabolic pathways. These long-term effects can last for hours to days. A 20-year-old male presents with fatigue and frequent dizziness between meals. Tests show low plasma glucose levels and a deficiency in liver phosphorylase activity. Which explanation best fits his symptoms? Liver phosphorylase is responsible for breaking down glycogen into glucose. A deficiency leads to impaired glucose release between meals, resulting in hypoglycemia. Muscle glycogen cannot contribute to blood glucose levels due to the absence of glucose 6-phosphatase. A diabetic patient forgot to take insulin before his meal. Which of the following metabolic changes is most likely to occur in his liver? A. Increased glucose uptake and storage. B. Activation of glycogen synthase. C. Increased gluconeogenesis and glucose release. D. Inhibition of glucose phosphatase. Without insulin, the liver does not uptake glucose efficiently. Glycogen synthesis is inhibited, and gluconeogenesis is activated. Glucose phosphatase activity increases, leading to glucose release into the blood. A patient with uncontrolled diabetes mellitus presents with polyuria, weight loss, and fatigue. Laboratory tests reveal hyperglycemia. What is the most likely explanation for decreased glucose uptake in his muscles? A. Overactive glucokinase enzyme. B. Insulin resistance or deficiency. C. Increased liver glycogen breakdown. D. Increased blood-4 translocation. Muscle glucose uptake is insulin dependent while blood-4. Insulin deficiency, type 1 German mark, or resistance, type 2 German marks, prevents blood-4 translocation, leading to hyperglycemia. Muscle cells cannot efficiently use glucose, causing fatigue and muscle wasting. A 20-year-old athlete consumes a carbohydrate-rich meal after an intense workout. Which of the following best describes the role of insulin in muscle glucose metabolism? A. Inhibits blood-4 translocation. B. Increases muscle glycogen storage. C. Decreases glucose uptake by muscle cells. D. Decreases gluconeogenesis. Insulin increases glucose uptake in muscle cells after meals by activating blood-4 transporters. Excess glucose is stored as glycogen, up to 2-3% of muscle mass. Muscle glycogen serves as an energy reserve for future use. A patient with type 1 diabetes mellitus presents with rapid weight loss and muscle wasting. Which of the following is the most likely cause of these symptoms? A. Decreased amino acid oxidation. B. Increased protein synthesis. C. Increased protein breakdown and gluconeogenesis. D. Enhanced glycogen storage. Insulin deficiency leads to protein catabolism and release of amino acids into plasma. These amino acids are used for gluconeogenesis, worsening muscle wasting. Increased urea excretion occurs due to excess amino acid breakdown. A 5-year-old boy has growth retardation despite normal GH levels. Laboratory findings reveal low insulin levels. Which of the following best explains the impaired growth? A. Insulin is not required for protein synthesis. B. Growth hormone acts independently of insulin. C. Insulin and growth hormone synergistically promote growth. D. Insulin inhibits amino acid uptake. Insulin promotes amino acid uptake and protein synthesis, essential for growth. GH enhances amino acid uptake into cells but requires insulin for optimal protein synthesis. Insulin deficiency impairs growth despite normal GH levels. A 25-year-old patient is undergoing a prolonged fast. Which of the following metabolic changes would be expected? A. Increased insulin secretion. B. Increased glycogen storage. C. Increased fat utilization for energy. D. Decreased gluconeogenesis. During fasting, insulin secretion decreases, leading to lipolysis and ketogenesis. Glycogen stores deplete within 24 hours, after which the body relies on fat metabolism. Gluconeogenesis increases to maintain blood glucose for the brain. A 40-year-old man is experiencing extreme stress due to a car accident. Which of the following hormones is primarily responsible for increased blood glucose levels? A. Insulin. B. Epinephrine. C. Glucagon. D. Growth hormone. Epinephrine is released rapidly in response to stress, initiating the fight or flight response. It stimulates glycogenolysis in the liver, increasing blood glucose within minutes. It also activates hormone-sensitive lipase, increasing plasma fatty acids for energy. A patient with type 1 diabetes mellitus presents with severe dehydration, rapid breathing, and high levels of ketone bodies in the blood. What is the underlying cause? A. Excess insulin secretion. B. Uncontrolled lipolysis and ketogenesis. C. Increased glucose uptake into cells. D. Decreased cortisol levels. In insulin deficiency, glucose cannot enter cells, causing the body to switch to fat metabolism. Excess fat breakdown leads to ketone formation, resulting in diabetic ketoacidosis, DKA. Symptoms include dehydration, rapid breathing, kosmorespiration, and ketonuria. A patient with adrenal insufficiency, Addison's disease, is unable to tolerate fasting and experiences severe hypoglycemia. Which hormone deficiency is responsible for this condition? A. Insulin. B. Cortisol. C. Growth hormone. D. Epinephrine. Cortisol is essential for gluconeogenesis and fat metabolism during fasting. In adrenal insufficiency, low cortisol levels prevent the maintenance of blood glucose, leading to severe fasting hypoglycemia. A 50-year-old diabetic patient on insulin therapy is found unconscious. Blood glucose is 40 mg per deciliter. Which of the following is the most appropriate immediate treatment? A. Administer IV insulin. B. Administer IV glucose or intramuscular glucagon. C. Administer oral glucose. D. Observe the patient for 30 minutes. In cases of hypoglycemia, where blood glucose levels drop below 70 mg per deciliter, urgent treatment is required. Administering IV glucose or intramuscular glucagon is essential, especially if the patient is unconscious. Glucagon rapidly increases blood glucose by stimulating glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis. Next, let's explore the primary mechanism by which glucagon increases blood glucose. Which of the following best describes this mechanism? Is it inhibiting glucose uptake by cells, stimulating insulin secretion, increasing gluconeogenesis and glycogenolysis in the liver, or enhancing glucose absorption in the intestines? The correct answer is increasing gluconeogenesis and glycogenolysis in the liver. Glucagon acts on the liver to break down glycogen and stimulates gluconeogenesis from amino acids, ensuring a continuous glucose supply. It does not inhibit glucose uptake directly nor enhance intestinal absorption. Consider a patient with a pancreatic tumor who has persistent hyperglycemia despite normal insulin levels. The tumor is likely secreting which of the following hormones? Is it insulin, cortisol, glucagon, or growth hormone? The correct answer is glucagon. A rare pancreatic alpha cell tumor, known as glucagonoma, causes persistent hyperglycemia by excessive glycogen breakdown and gluconeogenesis. Features include diabetes-like symptoms such as hyperglycemia and weight loss, along with a skin rash called necrolytic migratory erythema. Now, let's identify which hormone would be elevated in response to prolonged fasting. Is it insulin, glucagon, gastrin, or aldosterone? The correct answer is glucagon. Prolonged fasting leads to low blood glucose, which increases glucagon secretion. Glucagon ensures glucose availability via glycogenolysis and gluconeogenesis, while insulin secretion decreases in fasting states. Consider a 14-year-old presenting with sudden weight loss, excessive thirst, frequent urination, and fatigue. Laboratory tests show a blood glucose level of 450 mg per deciliter, and urine tests reveal glucose. What is the most likely diagnosis? Is it type 1 diabetes mellitus, type 2 diabetes mellitus, diabetic ketoacidosis, or hyperosmolar hyperglycemic state? The correct answer is type 1 diabetes mellitus. The onset of type 1 diabetes typically occurs at a young age, with symptoms like polydipsia, polyuria, weight loss, and fatigue. Blood glucose levels are typically elevated above 300 mg per deciliter, and glucosuria is present. This is the classic case of type 1 diabetes mellitus, where there is insulin deficiency. Now, let's look at a 58-year-old male with a 5-year history of type 2 diabetes presenting with blurry vision, slow wound healing, and numbness in his feet. His blood glucose level is poorly controlled despite oral hypoglycemic medications. What complication is most likely contributing to his symptoms? Is it diabetic retinopathy, diabetic ketoacidosis, diabetic neuropathy, or diabetic nephropathy? The correct answer is diabetic neuropathy. Chronic uncontrolled type 2 diabetes can lead to peripheral neuropathy, causing symptoms such as numbness in the feet, blurry vision, and delayed wound healing. Diabetic retinopathy and nephropathy can also occur but are less likely to cause the specific symptoms presented here. Consider a 55-year-old male with a history of obesity presenting with complaints of fatigue and increased thirst. His fasting blood glucose is 140 mg per deciliter, and his HbA1c is 8%. His blood pressure is elevated, and he has increased triglycerides. Which of the following is the most likely underlying condition? Is it type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes with insulin resistance, Cushing's syndrome, or hypothyroidism? The correct answer is type 2 diabetes with insulin resistance. This patient exhibits classic features of type 2 diabetes, including elevated blood glucose, increased HbA1c, obesity, elevated triglycerides, and insulin resistance, a hallmark of the disease. Type 1 diabetes typically presents with low insulin levels and is not linked to obesity or metabolic syndrome. Next, consider a 45-year-old woman with a BMI of 32 kg per square meter presenting with irregular periods, excessive facial hair, and insulin resistance. Which condition is most likely associated with her presentation? Is it acromegaly, polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, Cushing's syndrome, or hypothyroidism? The correct answer is polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS. PCOS is commonly associated with insulin resistance and hyperinsulinemia. Women with PCOS often have obesity, irregular periods, and excessive androgen production, which explains the patient's symptoms. Acromegaly and Cushing's syndrome can lead to insulin resistance but are less commonly associated with the combination of these specific symptoms. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more clinical scenario-based MCQs.